Before I came to America as the new Archbishop, I was proud for St. Nicholas the same way we all were when we managed to have the decision to rebuild this church in this special place. I looked around, I saw how prominent the location of this church is, and then I felt the responsibility. The reconstruction of this church, the completion of the reconstruction, to be more accurate, was my #1 priority when I was enthroned, and I said this at the enthronement ceremony. I wanted to restore our pride as a Greek-American community, because truly the reconstruction of this national shrine as it is today is a source of pride and joy for the whole Greek-American community.
The original St. Nicholas Church was destroyed in an act of religious fanaticism and hatred. And in response, the Greek-American community in the Holy Orthodox Church has built this shrine as a symbol of peace, of love, the ultimate turning the other cheek, extending our hand to the world, to people of all races, all faiths, all creeds.
It's our role in demonstrating to the whole world that religion cannot be a reason for violence, for hatred, but it's only reason for love.
This design was chosen by the committee because Calatrava went back into history and created the Hagia Sophia model based on the Holy Mother. And then he followed, of course, the Church of Kora. But more importantly, he took the design and brought it into the 21st century and lit it up for the world to see.
We constructed the church in a way that it will glow from the inside out. We're not talking about lights outside shining on a church. We're talking about a building that is going to glow in the dark. It was designed that way to be a beacon. I think we've accomplished that. It's going to be meaningful to Christians particularly throughout the world, but again, as an expression of religious freedom, whatever your beliefs may be.
I looked around in our community and outside our community to see who is best for everything. For the iconography, we had a specialist, His Grace, Bishop Joachim of Amisos. I invited him and I asked him to do a program, an iconographic program for the whole shrine. Then I thought, who is the best iconographer in the Orthodox Christian world? And it's a monk from Mount Athos, from the monastery of Xenophontos. His name is Lucas. I invited him and I asked him if he can realize the new iconographic program, which he did. We can admire the beauty.
When I walk in and I see the Theotokos embracing New York City in her arms, when I look up and I see the Anastasi and I see Jesus extending his arm in the traditional icon, but surrounded by first responders, real men and women who actually were martyred that day, ascending into heaven. It's something that has to be experienced. It's just extraordinary.
We had to capture exactly that experience of saintliness, of martyrdom, of holiness, of fear, of hope. So we had to then take into the elements of where it occurred. It occurred in time and space called Manhattan. And there you have the wonderful view of the Holy Mother looking over Manhattan. And you see the Verrazano Bridge, the United Nations building, the Ellis Island. All of that is part of that experience. You had the 9/11 with the Twin Towers. We wanted to show that's part of that history. That's what sanctifies our humanity, and that's what this church should be doing. So it's our common humanity celebrated in the spirit and the life of the St. Nicholas Shrine.
You see St. Nicholas blessing the New Yorkers. You see our Panagia covering and protecting the whole city. You see the first responders, the firemen, the policemen, whoever worked or perished during what happened on 9/11. This is something that makes a national shrine truly national, make it relevant to the people who live in this city and in this country.
This national shrine is our American Parthenon. This national shrine is our American Saint Sophia. I'm so proud of the Friends of St. Nicholas under the leadership of His Eminence Archbishop Elfidoforos and Father Alexander Karloutsos.
St. Nicholas as national shrine embodies the strongest characteristic both of our faith and of our cultural and ethnic background, which is the ecumenical character. So this is the new addition for the faithful of our archdiocese, to demonstrate to the Americans and to the whole world that our faith, the Orthodox faith, is an ecumenical faith, is a faith which invites all the nations, like the gospel.
The St. Nicholas National Shrine will be the most visited Orthodox church in the United States and one of the most visited Orthodox churches in the world. More importantly, it will be the most visited Orthodox church in the world by non-Orthodox. It is our missionary witness to the world.
And it's a witness to the promise of America. When they're talking about democracy and freedom, we are at the heart of freedom, where martyrs gave their life for freedom, and we will always bear witness to that. So we're connected, we're united, we're all the body of Christ.
And it's a witness to bringing people together in a place of love, in a place of worship, in a place of God.
My vision for the future of St. Nicholas is that it will be the unifying church that brings all Greek American Orthodox Christians together, that brings all Orthodox Christians in the United States together, and will be our missionary witness to the world.
And when you think about those Greek sailors and turning a bar into a church so they would have a place to worship, and now we have restored a place to worship right here. But we just shouldn't lose sight of that. It's a church. We're going to practice our Orthodox religion here.
St. Nicholas will be a place that people will come to visit to commemorate the lives of the victims that were lost on 9/11. It'll be a place for people to come together, to share in love, to share in faith, to share in God.
This is the beauty, this is the treasure of our faith and of our culture and of our Greek Orthodox Church, the liturgical life. You see that the marbles are ancient Greek from Greece, the same marbles that Parthenon was built with. The iconography is the same Byzantine iconography of our heritage and tradition. The music that will be chanted in this shrine will be the same old Byzantine music of our church. The services will be the same Byzantine services, the liturgy of St. John Chrysostom, and all the other services that we have in our tradition.
We see this beautiful Byzantine church that is a witness, not only to the lives that were lost, but it's a witness to truth. It's a witness to overcoming evil in the world, overcoming hatred, a place where all people can come together and find peace, find God, worship.
It's a church. It's a welcoming place to everybody, but also accessible to everybody. I cannot forget the history when the Slavic king of the then Rus sent his delegates to Hagia Sophia, to Byzantium, the then Constantinople, to see what is the religion of the Greeks and if this is an interesting, a good religion for them. They entered Hagia Sophia in Constantinople during the time of a service. Of course, they didn't understand the language, that was obvious, but they were amazed by the beauty and by the whole spiritual dimension of the service they attended to. And they said, we did not know whether we were on heaven or on earth. This is the feeling we want to offer to any visitor of this shrine.